Hello everyone, welcome back to our continuing discussion of our visual system. This time we're doing part 3, the lateral geniculate nucleus of the thalamus. Okay, so the LG end of the thalamus is located right here. You can see that it is comprised of 6 distinct layers, numbered and referred to as layers 1 through 6. From the LGN, projections go to the striate cortex or the primary visual cortex, or V1, all different names for the same thing, but we'll get to that later. So let's talk about the pathways so far. The optic nerve, this contains the axons of the ganglion cells, right, that carry visual information. Those ganglion cells being the thing that we spent so much time talking about last time with all the center surround organization. The dorsolateral geniculate nucleus, or the LGN for short, of the thalamus receives inputs from the retina and projects to the primary visual cortex. This structure contains 6 layers of cells. Magnocellular and parvocellular layers are separate. The primary visual cortex is the next stop on the pipeline. This is located on the calcarine fissure, which is a horizontal fissure on the inner surface of the posterior cerebral cortex, to help you sort of visualize that in space. The primary visual cortex is also known as striate cortex, or V1. From V1, the information goes on to association cortices, which we'll talk much more about. Okay, so the LGN has 6 layers that are divided up into 3 different classifications. So the magnocellular layer, this is layers 1 and 2. This transmits information necessary for the perception of form, movement, depth, and small differences in brightness to the primary visual cortex. So magnocellular is doing perception of form, movement, depth, small differences in brightness. Parvocellular is layers 3, 4, 5, and 6. This transmits information for the perception of color and fine details to the primary visual cortex. Next is the coniocellular layer, which is found between layers of magnocellular and parvocellular neurons. This transmits information specifically about short wavelength or blue cones to the primary visual cortex. Okay. That's the LGN. We'll keep things short and sweet for this little mini lecture. See you next time.